Welcome back from the Desk of Low. Now, this is the season 7 finale. Man, we got the return of a legend right now, man. QB's own, man, he was a part of a legendary. This is worldwide right here. I grew up listening to these guys right here. This is worldwide legend. So, without further introductions, man, 1/3 of Infamous Mobb. If you don't know Infamous Mobb, if you're on the wrong channel, I got my guy, Big Twinz.
What's good, man? How y'all doing out there?
That's it. Came a long way from just talking over the phone.
I know, son. I know, man. For real.
How you doing, Twinz, during this pandemic? Staying safe out there?
Yeah. Actually, I haven't been doing much, you know what I'm saying? I just been mostly in the crib and shit, you know what I'm saying? Just mostly in the crib, go out to the studio when I need to do some shit. And also when I need some groceries, I go get some groceries, whatever, man. That's about it, though. I'm mostly in the crib, bro.
Man, when this first started off, man, this shit was like gold.
Oh, man. I had so much of it already, though. I always got a lot of that shit like that, so I'm always a little prepared.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Man, when I first talked to you, man, I was so excited just to talk all these questions I wanted to ask you. And then as I got the more feel of doing an actual interview, I'm like, oh, so there's more to an actual interview. So I want to give you a real, Noriega style interview.
No doubt.
So you lived on Vernon, but before that you moved to 12th. No, you lived on Vernon and moved to 12th Street to Queensbridge, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you lived a couple buildings down by Marley Marl, and I can only imagine some of the classics you got to hear coming out of Marley's window back then.
Man, it was crazy. Every day he had a new artist up there working on some music, and you could hear it through the window. So we outside on the basketball court, you could hear it blasting through the window, you know what I'm saying? Him making the beat, him making the record, you know what I'm saying? So that shit was kind of special.
Man, because people gotta realize Marley produced Paid in Full or Master Ace, the Symphony, Craig G.
Crazy. I mean, he did so much shit, man, that people never even heard. You know what I'm saying? He put in a lot of work, man. That dude, man, at the beginning, he's like the king of Queensbridge, you know what I mean?
So I understand, you used to go to the store for them. So what was the first Juice Crew member to be alright, sure, come here for a second. I need you to go to the store for me.
I think it might have been, it had to be between, Big Daddy Kane.
Whew.
Or, what's the other guy name? Might have been Big Daddy Kane, Lords of the Underground, or one more person. I'm not sure who was first. You know what I'm saying?
Was Shannon the picture around then?
Oh, yeah, we all knew Shan.
Oh, yeah.
Shan used to be at my mom's crib. Shan knew everybody in my family.
Really? Damn, okay. Damn, Shan's a legend right now.
Yeah, Shan, man, that's my guy.
Man, I'll never forget the time when he hit my phone during breakfast. The first thing, he didn't say hi or anything. The first thing he said to me was, Saskatchewan? I was like...
He's so funny, yo.
I was like, don't take this the wrong way. Is this MC Shan? He's like, yeah, it's MC Shan. I was like, oh, shit. So, but, I want to make this about Big Twinz right now. So, when you were growing up in Queensbridge right now, too, I understand, you got to hear, Party and Bullshit early, very early on. Who brought that tape home for the first time you heard that?
Which one?
Party and Bullshit.
Party and Bullshit? Who brought that tape home first? I gotta say I got put on Party and Bullshit. I think it was my brother and Noy put me on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When I first heard it, because he was like, yo, I'm telling you, son, this new Biggie shit is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And he was saying the rhymes when he was I forgot the name of the joint, but my brother was all saying the rhymes. And he was like, yo, I'm telling you, this new nigga named Biggie is fire. You know what I'm saying? But my brother and Noy put me on to him, though.
Yeah, because
before we met him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I was gonna bring it up too, because there's a picture in this book where it's Havoc and Biggie, but in the full picture you got you, your brother, and Infamous Mobb in it.
We did a show out in I think we did a show out in South Carolina, or I forgot where that was exactly. You know what I mean?
Oh, so that wasn't in New York?
I'm not sure. I know we did a big show with Biggie in South Carolina. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It was Biggie, Keith Murray, Nas, and Mobb G.
Damn, this must have been like before the Keith Murray and like, you know, Prodigy thing going on.
Yep.
Man, okay. So have you seen Keith Murray like recently? Like, have you got to chop it up with him?
Nah, last time I seen Keith Murray, we ran into him on in front of Madison Square Garden. Me, P, all of us. You know what I mean? And it kind of was all love. You know what I'm saying? It was all love. We talked this and that. But then a couple months later, this be on the song. I'm like, see? You know what I mean? It's like, what's up with this guy?
It's like some things never change sometimes.
Exactly. So nobody really pay him any attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, like, I understand. So, because, like, you have, like, a lot of Biggie stories. Because I do my research. So, I gotta ask. So, like, without you catching, you know, like, there's a story, like, that you said about catching Biggie and, like, you know, leather boxer. That's some of the fly shit ever. So, like, what would, like, initially, like, the first time, like, that you met Biggie? Was that at the North Carolina show, like, in the picture? Or did you guys meet him, like, before all that?
Yeah, we met him before all that. So, a long time ago, when, kind of Mobb Deep and Biggie first got their first break, we did a tour. So, it was Biggie and Puffy, and it was Havoc P and me and my twin brother. We did a tour across California. You know what I'm saying? I think we was out there for like 2 weeks. And then we were about to leave, and Biggie and Puffy like, yo, we rented a house. We're going to do more promotion. Y'all can stay at the crib with us. So basically, yeah, that's how it basically happened. You know what I mean?
So from my understanding now too, because like this is like a legend. Like, you know how much people that can even wish they was like, yeah, I went to hang out with Biggie.
Biggie, son. A lot of people. When I be telling people, some people don't believe it.
You got to show them the picture sometimes.
Of course.
It's like, son, this is me right here.
You know what I'm saying? So we knew Biggie. Biggie was cool with us. We had a good relationship with him. The video shoot, One More Chance.
Okay.
I remember that video shoot.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you remember in the video, they had one scene where it was a bunch of hardcore dudes wilding in the video. It was Onyx.
Oh, wow.
So we were supposed to do it with Onyx that day. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, One More Chance, if you remember how they used to do the videos, it's like, they'll show Faith, then they show this person, they'll show that person. Like, it used to be like a star-studded video. You know
yeah, they focus on a screenshot of the person.
So on the way there, we taking the train. This was like way back. So we all taking the train from Queensbridge, and we all got arrested. So we didn't make it to the video.
Damn.
But we see the video. The video is so classic and historic. With everybody in there, I was like, damn, I wish we would have made it that day. Because we'd have been with everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow. But they say everything happens for a reason now, too. Because you guys went on to do, like, crazier things within your guys' career.
Of course.
So, do you find it crazy how, like, you used to, like, tour with them, Biggie and Mobb Deep in California, and now, like, you actually live out there now?
Yeah, I never thought I would be living out here. I gotta give props to my man Alchemist and my man Mobb. They kind of was living here, so they were like, come on, man, you might as well just come out here. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I'm out here, really. You know what I mean?
Okay. Hey, man, they say everything happens for a reason. So, like,
yep.
So, I dig for music sometimes. Like, when I like a good album, I'm like, man, there's gotta be demo tapes of this stuff out here. Man, you're on, like, the infamous QB demo tape on Weekend Hectic. So, like, I gotta ask, Twin, like, did you really hear that while I'm in jail?
Yes, actually, a guy, we used to be, like, having, like, a little rap group when I was in juvenile jail. And, I used to be using, like the Nas lyrics, like, his first Illmatic. So I was saying all those lyrics. They thought that was me. And I would also use Core Mega lyrics, too, from his first album, you know what I mean? So, they, you know, that it was this one guy had this one rhyme, and I always liked it. So then, when I first came home, I was like, I got some rhymes, son, come on, let's go. When they was in the studio, and they let me do it, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm glad they never used it, even though they used it later on in time say we put the demo tape out, but you know, I thought it was dope. I always thought the dude was gonna hit me up about it, like, yo, that's my rhyme. I don't know what happened to those dudes.
Man, see, and like this was like at a time where like demos were like there was no internet back then, so we never got to hear this till like later on for like people in like Canada, Norway, like in the West. So like, do you find it like somewhat like as a blessing sometimes now too? Because like, damn, yo, like that's an iconic album. Like you can hear that album to this day. Like I hear that album almost every day. Like when people blast out systems down the street.
What was the question? I'm sorry. What was the
question?
Oh,
like, do you find it like crazy, like how they never used it until years later?
Oh yeah. I ain't gonna front. When I realized they was using it for the album, I was like, that's ill. Because it really showed me that I was down from day one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is before Noid and Nitty Godfather. You know what I'm saying? I was like, me and my twin brother was the first ones to be down with Mobb G.
Yeah.
Besides Killer Shy. Because Killer Shy was the original Mobb G member. A lot of people don't know that. Okay. He was the DJ. He was the DJ for Mobb G.
And this was like around the Juvenile Hell time, even before that too, when they were like the last poets.
Poetical Prophets.
Oh yes, Poetical Prophets. My bad.
Poetical Prophets. Yeah, he was DJing for them. So Mobb G was 3 people. It was them 3. You know what I'm saying? And then I think when they went to 4th and Broadway, the label, they kind of convinced them to get rid of, like they basically saying that's the past, like Premier and you know what I'm saying, Guru, you know, certain the way it used to be. So they saying you don't need no DJ no more. You know what I mean? It was moving into that direction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When a group, you know what I'm saying. So that's how it changed like that. You know what I mean? So that was pretty dope.
And like even like when like somebody get into the music industry, like you know they'll go a certain way. But like if you like follow like Mobb Deep throughout the years, like they always had like that underground essence sound. Like they never like even on every album you could point out, oh that's a Grammy song. That's a Grammy song.
Yeah, you gotta shout out Loud Records, man. Loud Records kind of let us do what we wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of helped them be a dope label by letting us and Wu-Tang and you know, Alcoholics, all of us do what we do, you know what I mean? They ain't really stressed like how other labels like, nah, you can't do that, you can't do this. They was like, whatever, let's go.
They're like, yo, you guys want creative freedom? All right, let's go.
Yeah, so that they was excited about everything we was doing.
So they say like it's all about moments that you place yourself into, and sometimes like you do it by accident now too. So like, how many times do people ask you like, can you take like to ask you about the train ride to go in to meet Steve Rifkin and like Matty C from like Loud Records on the train? Because it's in this book that how you guys went, like you all caught the train. There's even a picture of it.
Every day, it was you know, like when we all in Queensbridge, you know, going to the downtown. It was quicker back in the days. The train system is screwed in New York now, but back in the days, you get on the train. In Queensbridge, to go to Manhattan, it gets you there in 15 minutes. Boom, you're there. Now, driving before was a more hassle than taking the train, so that's why we always took the train, you know what I mean? But going down to Loud Records was cool. It was almost like a hangout for us. For me, I was selling drugs in the hood, so when I finish, I'd go down to Loud Records and just chill, you know what I'm saying? That kind of kept me out of a lot of trouble out of Queensbridge, so that was the hangout. It's like the honeycomb Loud Records. All of us was there. Big Pun, Big Pun crew. What's you know, Tony Sunshine. You know, his whole crew. You know what I mean? They all used to be there. Wu-Tang. Like it was just like a chill out spot.
Damn, these are like iconic names. Like just for like as a teenager growing up, like. See, you said it so calmly. When we were doing that, like, we would go down to the spot, do our thing, and go home. There's no Loud Records up here in Calgary.
Yeah, I know. I know. It was dope, son. The whole vibe, man. I think Loud Records was one of the dopest labels that ever came out. You know what I'm saying? And the way, like, even, like on the Wu-Tang movie, how they breaking it down with Steve Rifkin and all that, he really was like that. He really cared about the music.
Because, like, if you're a fan of the music, you want to see it being pushed forward, I always say. Like, so, like, most people don't know this now, too. So, the very first, like, infamous Mobb songs are, like, on early, like, a Big Noid album. So, is it true that's you and your brother on that Big Noid album?
Yes, All Pro, the name of the song. My brother go first and then I go after him, you know what I mean? So if you listen to the song real good, you can tell where a person come in at and my brother come in at. So yeah, man, that was our first record. For me, I'm mad and proud about that record because, you know, that's the only record that my brother was on, you know what I mean? Literally.
Yeah, and like that's on a piece of history, like a Lifestyle of a Hustler album.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
That was a classic album.
Yeah.
It was.
And like even like when people got familiar with Twin Gambino, because like a lot of people like Twin used to go by Twin Gambino back in the day. So I remember like the very first time like ever hearing like of a Ty Nitty or Twin Gambino was on Animal Instinct off of Hell on Earth. A lot of people they talk about the Infamous sessions, but like I noticed like they never really ask you like your Twin like what happened to like the Hell on Earth Animal Instinct session. Like can you take us back to that time? Like this is '96. This is a different time.
Yeah, for me when we was doing that, so when we did Animal Instinct, Godfather was on Animal Instinct. They kind of took him off Loud Records. I think because back in those days, they like right now, look how many people in the game got a smooth voice. Fabulous, this person, Lord Banks, like all these guys had smooth voices. But if you think about back in those days, there was nobody with a smooth voice.
Yeah.
It was people with grimy voice like mine or clear like Nitty's. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So they got the Loud Records they like, yo, we gotta take Godfather off. They didn't like him, so they took him off. You know what I'm saying? Damn. So he was on Animal Instinct. He was on All Pro too.
Really? Okay, wow.
Because if you listen to All Pro when you get off the phone, listen to All Pro, and they was like Havoc was like next up, and then they went blank, and then P started rapping. That was Godfather rap right there. Damn. Like next up, Godfather, yeah, they took him off. So it was more like because I guess the timing with the smooth voice, the record label was running shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Mason that wasn't until later on.
Exactly.
Damn. Okay. I wonder if those versions are actually out there on the internet. Like if you just scurry like on DatPiff or like My Mixtapes.
I think I know how to get it.
Okay. Yeah. Damn. The world needs to do that.
Hit up the engineer that kind of engineered that session.
Okay. See, like a lot of things, like there was no internet back then. Like that's what a lot of people don't realize too. Like this was like the internet first started out. Like I remember you guys just celebrated the anniversary of Murder Music. Like that was a heavily bootlegged album. I remember there was like mixtapes of that.
Yeah, I know. It was crazy.
But, like this like the album.
This shit was crazy back in the days. Definitely.
So like the beginning of Infamous Mobb is like a really incredible story because like. Damn, like, you guys used to always ask P, like, yo, who's Infamous Mobb? Who Infamous? Like, that's y'all. So, like, the very first track, like, that you guys were on, like, on a major look, was it the DJ Mugg Soul Assassin, Life is Tragic?
Nah, I gotta say, I think the first song with the whole crew on there was, I think All Pro. That was our first joint.
Okay. On a national scale, too, because you gotta remember Big Noid was signed to his own label back then, too.
Yeah, Tommy Boy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, I think that was the first one. The other one with Muggs, it was this Infamous Mobb song together. But Mobb Deep had a song on the same album, so when you play that album, Mobb Deep had a song first, and then our song come on after.
Okay, yeah, and like that's what I like about too, because like if you really are a fan of like Infamous Mobb, you're gonna know like the three core members: Twin, Ty Nitty, and God Pt3.
Definitely.
So like even like with all of that going on too, like I have to ask now too. Do you remember when Mobb Deep signed to G-Unit?
Yes, I had a great time. When they first signed to G-Unit, they didn't even meet 50. They kind of just been doing they did 100 songs back and forth, sending on the internet before they even got to chill or hung out with each other. You know what I mean? But I think we was I think the first day we met 50 to talk to him about the deal. The deal was already done. He bought Havoc and P2 Porsches.
Damn.
And we was doing the first single they had, you know.
Out of Control, produced by Dr. Dre.
Yeah, so they was doing that first. That's when we met him at the video shoot. So that was the first day we met him. You know what I mean? Since they did the deal, so that shit was pretty dope. It was popping that day.
Damn, yo, like, did you guys have cameos in the Out of Control video?
Nah. Actually, I didn't have no cameo or nothing like that. You know, for me, as I got older, you know, I'm a rapper now. I do my own videos and stuff like that. So,
yeah.
You know, for me, that wasn't really the most important thing. The most important thing was, let's see how this deal go. Let's see how this little wave, you know what I mean? So I was on the tour, the whole tour with them and everything. So that shit was crazy.
But like during the time on G-Unit, you remember the Blood Money CD? Like when you open it, it had like 50, Prodigy, and then all of a sudden, like you got like 40 Glock and somebody else. You know, when as a kid growing up, I always wondered. I was like, where the hell is Big Twinz? Where the hell is Nitty?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real. I think I wasn't around at that time, cause I don't even know how that happened, son. I ain't like it either.
Yeah.
I ain't like it either. 100%. Even though my man, shout out to my man Nice and.
Oh yes, Nice, yes.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I don't even know how that shit happened. But I was so much focused on working on my craft. I was working with Sid Rome's at that time.
Oh,
so
wow.
it really didn't bother me. For me, it almost put a fire under me. Like, oh, niggas didn't put me on the album. All right, let me work harder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because this was the time where Infamous Mobb had the third album, Reality Rap. Like, this was like around the same time, 2007.
Yeah, yup. So, I don't really know how that. I don't know. I gotta think about that.
Okay.
I remember my first seen it, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, yo, because as a kid, because
You know
like we grew up on the special edition, so like when I'm gonna open it, I was like, all right, and I was like, who the fuck are these guys? Like I know it did first three, but I was like, where's Infamous Mobb?
Yeah, that was all some bullshit. You know what I mean?
And like that was one of the things I always wondered, like, cause like you know how they had like the Mobb Deep mixtapes, they had like Nice, Alchemist, and all that. And I was like, man, like I would have killed for an Infamous Mobb and Lloyd Banks. Oh, like that can still happen though.
Yeah. I know. Trust me, actually, I'm gonna make that happen.
Okay.
I'm definitely, because I was already thinking about trying to find a record to put them Banks on it. You know what I mean?
That's QB right there.
Yeah, son. Banks is one of the best. I did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like I went on your YouTube page and there's like 11 years ago. There's like there's an actual your very first vlog, Grimy TV vlog. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy how like you mentioned Rhyme Addicts, and I was like, oh yeah, I know Rhyme Addicts, like XP the Marksman and them. So like you really got to see the growth of like XP the Marksman.
Of course. For me, you know, when I first came out here, I was at a bar drinking, chilling with some people, and they had like local performances. So they went up there and killed it. So when I seen that, I was like, look, son, I like it, what y'all doing. Let's do some joints. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we all started fucking with each other.
Damn. So like it's crazy how like some of the people that you've been on early like are like actually getting their shine like later on. It just shows like if you don't give up on your craft, you just don't know what somebody can do.
Exactly.
And then like it's crazy how anything's possible because you were around during the Firm era. Like you got to like see that era, and then like years later, a lot of people don't know like that the Nas QB album, like Infamous Mobb got their own solo Die For on there.
Yeah, that was kind of big. I ain't gonna front, when they first was working on that album, everybody was doing records. They didn't even call us.
What?
We was like the last people to do a record. I said, don't get me wrong, because Godfather was on like 2 other songs too.
Yeah.
He's on the song with Craig G, Littles, and somebody else. So they just never hit us up to do an Infamous Mobb song. So we like, fuck it, it's all good. And then right at the end, they was like, yo, of course we need an Infamous Mobb song. So
yeah.
Shelton and Steve Solar, they did that beat. So.
And that had like, I remember like it had like the Bridge 2001, like, cause like for me like growing up, like I never got to experience like the Bridge is over until after. So for the first time I got to hear like the Bridge 2001, I was like, oh "Whoa, yo, what is this?" And I remember like somebody told me like, "Yo, sure, that's an old beat right there." And then so you go back.
That shit was a classic. I'm kind of tight. I wasn't even there at the video. I think I was out of town, but that shit is classic. That whole album is. I think Nas did a good job. You know what I'm saying? He put a lot of the young people on it that nobody knew about. He did a good job.
I'm just glad Infamous Mobb got their own solo song on there. It just shows like the legendary status, because like he didn't have to do that, but I was like, it wouldn't be complete without an Infamous Mobb song.
Yeah, because he was the way they was doing it. They would put everybody in the studio and then they would just make songs. You know, for us, we felt like we needed our own song, so it worked out at the end anyway. You know what I mean?
What did you think of the Ferg reunion?
That song was hot. I like it.
I like Kamega's verse, yo. Oh my god,
I thought Foxy was a little. Her verse was a little weird, but besides the other three guys, they killed it.
Yeah,
they killed that shit.
So can we expect like a lot of QB collaborations on the upcoming Infamous Mobb album?
On a new Infamous Mobb album, most likely it's gonna just be the crew.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? There'll be Alchemist, Havoc, Noy, Chinky. That's it.
All right, keep it in the family, yo, because I'm gonna join.
Yeah, keep it in the family, because you know it's already a lot of us rapping on the songs. 3 of us already, so we don't kind of need a lot of people to get on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
that's how we're gonna have it like that, definitely.
Because like you guys were really ahead of your time with these CD DVDs. I remember the Blood Thicker Than Water DVD. Like back in those times, like people weren't really doing that. But I see now like physical merch is selling crazy nowadays. So like, can we expect like a CD DVD combo for like the upcoming Infamous Mobb CD? Because you guys always did that.
Actually, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So we kind of got all our old tapes, and then all the new footage. We probably gonna make just a quick DVD real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like probably an hour or 2 hours long. Shit gonna be classic. Just like things we've been doing through our life now, and then a lot of all the old footage. Y'all didn't never seen none of this shit. No P albums. Everybody's in it. So I just got all the tapes. I gotta convert them to digital. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna take some time, but we're gonna have that done probably after the Infamous Mobb album or during the Infamous Mobb album.
Okay. See, like this was like I always like to see when an artist documents themselves. But you guys been documenting each other since way back then. So like sometimes do you find old footage of yourself that somebody sends you? It's like, yo, I need all those footage that you.
Of course, exactly. That's how I'll be doing it anyway. You know what I mean?
Hey, because like everyone has like their own story now too, but like back in the 90s, like there's no camera phones or anything like that. So like, who was the one guy always taking pictures and that? Like there was always got to be that one guy in the crew always snapping photos.
Probably some of the dudes. Johnny Nunez. He got mad footage of us and pictures of us from back in the days. He like a paparazzi type dude. It was a couple of them. That had always the dope pictures and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Alchemist documented a lot of shit. That's why when he did his little DVD, it was almost all of us in there. You know what I'm saying? So, and Prodigy did Infamous Allegiance and all that too. So, really, Alchemist and Prodigy kind of documented a lot of shit back in the days. You know what I mean? Because Alchemist got we got a crazy DVD right now. We're just trying to get it to come out soon.
Okay. And see, like, this is what I liked about y'all, too. Like, you guys always kept it in the family. So I understand that you introduced Prodigy to Al Pacino.
Of course.
Damn, yo, because you guys got that product of the 80s album.
Ooh, Sid Rome's. Yeah, that was one of the best projects I did, man. Had fun doing it. I kind of wasn't there when they recorded the whole album. I was out of town. Un and P kind of recorded the whole album, and I recorded some songs when I got back, and then P got on some songs. So we wasn't all in the studio when we did it.
Do you think, like, because you're even on H&IC Part 2, do you think, like, that Prodigy was, like, encouraging you to go into the solo career-wise?
I believe so. You know what I'm saying? He definitely wanted me to be a solo artist. So that's why he would let me get on this record or help me on my record or something like that. So, yeah, he definitely pushed me towards that solo project, Because my voice, I had the voice, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you got one of the most legendary voices in hip-hop.
Good looking, man. Appreciate you.
Hey, it's facts, yo. It's facts. Every time when you bring up Big Twinz, it's like, yo, he's got one of the illest voices.
Yeah, I can't wait till this album. I got this couple of new records coming out right now. It's going to be fire.
See, like, what I like about you is, like, I'm going to talk about some of the producers that you got great chemistry with. Like, everyone knows you have great chemistry with Alchemist and Havoc, but there's two other producers that I like that you work with that are phenomenal. Man, when I heard, like, you and DirtyDiggs, I was like, oh, shit. Like, this shit is
good. That's DirtyDiggs, man. You know, he's classic. He's been doing it for a minute. He puts out mad projects almost like Alchemist, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
You know, it's my friend. I always go over to his studio, so we just finally worked it out and put a project together.
So, like, can we expect, like, more, like, because I would love to hear, like, Infamous Mobb over like a DirtyDiggs, like, because DirtyDiggs is like one of those producers that's hard to come by. Like, he has this Legend of Zelda project. I forget who the artist is, my bad, but that Legend of Zelda project, holy shit,
crazy. Everything he do, I think, is quality work. You know what I'm saying? He got a new album with Planet Asia right now. It's stupid, son. Stupid.
Damn, shout out to Planet Asia right there.
Wow.
So, and then another producer that you work with too, I meant to ask you this last time, but I completely forgot, is, I remember the TNT album, like, Twin the Beat Pro.
Twinz the Beat Pro.
Oh, Twinz the Beat Pro, my bad.
Yeah. Actually, we got TNT Part 2 coming, so that's coming too. I got that in the pipeline too.
So, like, is it true that he lived down the street from you?
Yeah, yup. He lived right up the street from me. I think Alchemist was mad busy at one time. And he introduced me to Twinz, like, yo, look, you should fucking do some shit with him. And then I called Twinz one day, and I'm like, yo, where you live at? He was like, I live right here in Hollywood. I said, I live right up the street. That's how it all started, you know what I mean?
So you and God never ran into each other. That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's how we got that going. Actually, Twinz be mixing all my records I put out right now. He mixed the Grimy Life album, not the DirtyDiggs shit. Diggs did that one. Just everything we've been putting out, the last two Infamous Mobb songs, he mixed those. So everything I do, he mixes.
So, like, even, like, with, like, your Grimy Life album now, too, like, you got collaborations on there with, like, people who I found later on. I was like, damn, yo, like, Twinz got records with these guys. So, like, the very first time you ever heard of Riggs and Mooch?
I was just in the studio with them 2 days ago.
Okay, oh, shit.
And did a new record with them. Yeah. For me, I've been watching them on the internet for a little minute, so I was like, you know what, I gotta get a record with 5 people, with all the people rapping on it. So I got Rashadi, Beans, Riggs, and who else is on there? I think it's one more person on there. Huss Kingpin. So
okay,
I got a video to that for the Winning Circle. You know what I mean? That's out right now. So I think that was something dope. I think the hip hop needed that, you know, when I put it out and did the video. Got a lot of love for it because it was just like 5 MCs on a smooth beat, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I thought it was fire. I thought it was like a symphony almost, you know what I mean?
Man, cause I got put onto them early on during the year when they did The Only Way Out. When I listened to that project, I was like, yo, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, that was classic. That was classic.
Yeah, like that's one of those albums like that has like that only built for Cuban links feel where it tells the story throughout the whole album.
Yeah. A lot of albums ain't like that these days. Just a bunch of records put on the album. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like even like with today now too. Like I like how like the real lyricism it's getting to shine. Like with the Conways, the Riggs and Mooches, the Rome Streets. So like
gotta love it. I'm excited about that. These type of people winning. You know what I'm saying?
And it's well deserved because like what I like is somebody who's very early on during their time. Like this album, when I did my research on this album, Durag Dynasty, this was like something like we would hear it like today.
I know. I think they was a little ahead of their time. They had no hooks on there. Just lyrics of pain. Shout out to my man. What's the name? Tri-State and Killer Ben.
Yeah.
They and Planet Asia. They went crazy on the album. The album was needed. It kind of set the tone of what's going on now. You know?
Yeah. And like, so has anyone ever talked to you about like an infamous Mobb and Durag Dynasty EP? Because I'm a fan of when supergroups link up. Like, you know how like Slaughterhouse and the Locks, like they do a song and it comes out good like that. I would always like to see like an infamous Mobb and Durag Dynasty where like you got like Ty Nitty and Killer Ben, or you have like God and Tri-State, or then you go back with Asia.
It's kind of already happening. We already got like 5 songs. It's called Infamous Chain. We're just trying to finish it. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say it's gonna come out this year because we got other stuff coming out on his end and Lion. But I think the top of next year we'll have that out. Infamous Chain.
Okay, because what inspired that question was that song that you guys have out.
Yeah. If you see, there's a couple of songs. I think I have a song on TNT. And then I had a song on Grimy Life. Godfather on his album, he had a song. Planet Asia and them used songs. So we had a bunch of songs. Then niggas started taking it for their album and that. So we just gotta get there, sit down, and get it done. I talked to Planet Asia recently, maybe like a couple of weeks ago about it. So it's gonna happen.
Okay, that's fire right there. That's fire. So cause like, so I was
actually. One of the songs was on Diggs' album. Yeah. Remember, it was me, Godfather, Tri-State, and Planet Asia. Infamous Chain.
Infamous Chain Dig rap.
Yeah. So that's one of the songs too. You know what I mean? So we just gotta. I think we all just gotta sit down for like a week and get it done.
Man, I can already see like the vinyl being pressed up and that sound. I'm like, all right, let's go with this vinyl.
Yeah, it was dope. I know, man. Those dudes are legendary. Put us together with them. It's classic.
So is the album with you and Alchemist still coming out?
Yes.
Is it gonna be food related? Because I notice he puts a lot of food in his albums, like Alfredo, Tea Price of China.
I don't know. We didn't really get to that far, but I know it's coming.
Okay.
100%. 100%. He just called me yesterday. Talking about, come on, man, let's get this shit done. You know what I mean?
Be a good name for infamous chefs. Be a good luck.
Yeah, he definitely got a record with Infamous Mobb though, on the Infamous Mobb album, Alchemist. You know what I mean?
Okay. See, with you, like, I like how like you go for your passion, and I noticed like one of your passions is cooking. One of the things that recently is new is cannabis infused cooking. Have you got into that?
Yeah, of course. I did it, at home. You know what I'm saying? I went to infused parties where they sit you down, nice table, setting and all that shit, 6-course meal and all that. But I'm definitely gonna do that. I should have my cooking show up and going hopefully at the end of this year. You know what I'm saying? And I will do some infused, but some regular too. You know what I mean?
So, did you cook anything crazy in your lifetime, like pufferfish?
Nah, nothing really crazy. You know what I'm saying? Kind of everything I cook is kind of what I like to eat. Okay.
Man, I recently got into this show because you posted it. It was called Fuck That's Delicious. I never really gave it a chance. I was like, whatever. But when you tagged me, then I'm like, all right, I'd like to check this out. Yo, I binge watched that after that one episode. I was like, yo, how did I not know about this show?
Shit, it's fun, man. It's just something good to watch, man. They funny. They funny. Yeah. They eating some good food. The show was shot well. I like it. I love it.
There was something like what Mayhem, Loren, and Alchemist say sometimes, and they're like that in person.
Definitely. Al don't like to eat nothing, but they want to force him to eat it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just a perfect marriage when they first did that show, man. For real.
When was the first time you met Mr. Mayhem Loren? Because, man, I talked to him in a DM, and he's a very solid dude, but I gotta ask, because they do that show all the time, but when was the first time you met Mr. Mayhem Loren?
I think the first time I met him might have been out here in California.
Okay, wow.
You know what I'm saying? At Alchemist crib. When he first started working with Action Bronson. That's when I first met him.
Damn.
So, I might have met him back in the days in Queens, but as far as what I remember, first time me meeting him was at Alchemist spot.
So, what do you see? I mean, sorry. When you see an Eno or a Flea Lord getting crazy views on the net, but you've seen these guys before all this. So What's that feeling like when it's like, man, I got a record of these guys on Muggs's and Eno's new album, Steady Mob, and like to know that these up and comers will still like acknowledge you. It's like, yo, big bro, can you jump on this for us?
Yeah, I'm excited, man, because all the new guys that's doing music, they all reach out to me, and I get on records with them. I'm excited because we've been in this game so long. For me to still be in here doing my thing is a great situation. You know what I'm saying? For me, if you listen to the way I rhyme on Infamous Mobb album and the way I rhyme now, it's kind of totally different.
Yeah.
So I kind of changed with the time.
Like one of your albums, and like I like to like call it like a little vacation album, is Billy Ocean. Like I can sit on a beach and just listen to that.
That's kind of was the whole vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like summertime feel. You know what I'm saying? That's what we was going for. 80s vibe, 80s feel.
Yeah.
Every sample was from the 80s. So that was, for me, that's one of my best albums, definitely.
See, like one of your careers is interesting now too, and I always admire now too, is that you guys always kept that underground grimy sound. And in 2020, well, in the last couple of years, we start to see like the rise of like Griselda, but these guys, they credit Mobb Deep, like, yo, we learned from these guys. So like, did you know like in 2020 like it would be like lyricism be coming back? Because there was a time in hip hop where people were like, man, I don't know about this.
Yeah, I'm hyped. I'm super pumped. You know what I mean? Because it just makes the game more interesting. Now everybody's trying to outdo each other.
Yeah,
so the lyrics is getting better and better and better from every artist that's in the underground. What we do, you know what I'm saying? So, and like you said, them dudes kind of went mainstream, but they still doing the underground shit. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
they win. They right now, for me, all the kids should definitely follow their model. Just go hard, believe in what you believe in, fuck what everybody's saying, and do you. That shit is a perfect formula. You know what I mean?
So like, I catch myself like watching like some of Prodigy's old interviews and like, damn, like he's been saying this. Like, do you catch yourself like watching like some of his interviews and like catching on to things like you never caught on before?
Definitely some things I've been seeing because you pay more attention to it now because he's not here.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a few things that I caught that I'm actually going to use. You know what I mean? Stuff like that later on in time. But yeah, it's definitely a few things that I caught. Especially when we did a show in New York and shit, the Bluenotes
with the live band.
Yeah. It's a lot of shit. As I look at some of the footage and shit from them, I'm like, damn, I don't remember that. I gotta use some of these footage. You know what I'm saying? So all that shit is coming.
Man, yo, some guy, he's a very good guy, man. Yo, shout out to my guy Lex Lord right there. That's my guy right there, man.
That's what's up, man. Word up, love, yo.
Man, I gotta ask, yo, when was the first time you met Lex? Cause yo, he got some killer shots of you from that Bluenotes concert. Like the videos he's got.
I met him and we've been talking on the internet for a minute, but we kind of got up when we was in New York City. You know what I'm saying? So he's a good dude, man. He support the real hip hop shit, and that's what we love. You know what I'm saying? We need more people like him in the game.
Yeah.
It's fucking around. You know what I'm saying?
Because cause he's got some killer videography. So when you said that, getting some footage for that, I'm like, yo, I know he's got like this. I don't know, like no cell phone footage. Like
he had the whole thing.
Yeah.
He sent it to me. He put it on the CD and sent it to me.
Oh.
On a DVD. So he sent it to me on a DVD.
See, that's a lot of
I got the whole footage from the front to the end, whole thing.
Did you and P do that first, and then Nas, and then Jigga do that with like the Illmatic and the Reasonable Doubt?
What you mean?
Like, because like I know Master Ace did it first, but like I noticed like the trend, like after.
Oh yeah, of course. We see when we did it. I think when Master Ace did it was dope, but I think when Prodigy and me did it, it was more historic.
Yeah.
And it kind of made a trend, and then 100 people did it after us. You know what I'm saying? So I think we shout out to Master Ace because he was the originator of it, as far as what I know, and I think we just took it to the next level. You know what I'm saying?
And to see like because like it's like rock and roll, but like not because like it's viewed as like one of those timeless things. Like how many people can be like, I have a Blue Note session of like Keep It Thorough. Like you don't really hear that nowadays.
That's why I think that shit was gonna be bigger. I think it was gonna be more like I think maybe people like the Locks was gonna do it. I think it was gonna get even bigger. You know what I'm saying? Until all this shit happened. So
Yeah. Yeah, because like I heard like you guys were gonna surprise everyone during like the Loud 25th anniversary. I heard that you guys were gonna have a Mobb Deep reunion tour, like with everybody.
Everybody. We had 35 shows. It was like I can show you the list of all the shows. So it was gonna be crazy. So it's definitely gonna happen. It just we don't know when.
Okay. Damn, that would have been crazy. You know,
and that was for May and June. That was for May and June.
Yeah, that would have been infamous Mobb Summer.
Yes.
Okay. See, like what I like about you is like you're very loyal to like your friends, and like you don't find like people like you nowadays now too, because you remember who gave you your first shot. You remember like the little things like that.
Shout out to Muggs. You know what I mean? And Muggs and Mobb D kind of gave us our first shot. That's what I gotta say. You know what I mean?
Man, and like just to see like an Alchemist, because like this guy's viewed as a god. Like when I type in this guy's name on the internet, it's like Jesus Christ himself.
That's right, because I'm saying when you put in the work, because you can put in the work and have a bunch of garbage music. When you put in the work and you got everything that's fire, you can't lose.
And like I think it gives more appreciation for like a special edition when you go back and listen to it.
Of course. Everything we did back in the days, you can listen to it today and be like, damn, that shit was hard. It don't sound old or, you know what I'm saying? Sound like it can last.
And then
you know what I mean?
I found this recently too. Shout out to my guy, Gangsta Gibbs. You were the first artist to work with him?
Yeah, that might be right. As far as like the underground dudes.
Yeah.
So me, it's a joint Static Selector and Alchemist produced. And me, Planet Asia, Tri-State, and Freddie Gibbs. I first met him. I knew about him a little bit because he was signed to Jeezy.
Yeah.
But I think he just broke up and left Jeezy shit, and he was working on his own solo shit. So I think we one of the first. When I tell people I got a song with Freddie Gibbs, they're like, for real? I'm like, nigga, he always was fire. He came in the studio, he killed it. That shit was fire. You know what I mean? Shout out to Gibbs, man. I fuck with him.
Yeah, man. That Gigs, that Alfredo. Oh my God, that's for sure. Right,
ridiculous. I heard it way before y'all. Trust me. I've been knowing about that shit. Everything Alchemist got in the stats, I hear it before everybody. Trust me.
My God, yeah. So like, I love things. So you got to hear like these Conway versions that nobody heard yet.
He got so much stuff right now. You're gonna see. He got more stuff coming.
So does he ever pull up like old, like, cause like one of the most funniest things that you're a part of too is like when he's introducing you guys to the Bond, and it's like your muffler lines, has he ever like pulled up an old interview by you? It's like your twin. You remember this? And it's not on the internet.
Of course, he got so much. I'm trying to tell you, Alchemist got a DVD that's so classic. It's coming. It's coming. We're just trying with the Prodigy estate. They're just trying to fix certain things, and then. All the Prodigy music will be back online, and we'll all be putting out a Mobb Deep movie, documentaries, all that stuff. So all of it's coming. It's just
timing.
Court shit.
Damn, man, because like you guys did the Loud anniversary tour.
They was gonna do a tour with that too.
Really?
They was gonna do Atlanta, LA, and I think Texas.
Damn, and see that would have been a good look for his kids, too.
Yeah, and they was going to do New York one more time, too. So, yeah, that would have been a good look for his kids because we had to perform it. All that shit's still going to happen, and just the coronavirus hit. You know what I mean?
So, what's your views when you see Santana Fox taking up what her dad used to do?
I'm excited, son. Actually, I got a dope record with her. I don't want to say it, but Alchemist at the Beat. I'm on there. Bodie James on there too.
Damn, I think of BoJack.
Yeah, so she's working, son. She got some fire coming. I don't know when she's gonna drop all this shit, but it's coming. It's coming. Yeah. Trust me. She just working and perfecting her craft.
Yeah. Cause like it's crazy like what Prodigy like spawned before he died like a flea lord. Man, because this dude's on fire. Pete Rock, Buck Wild, on his own. Like, this guy's
On
crazy.
fire. I got him. He on my new album. Actually, my new album, I got a record with me, Flea Lloyd, and Ito. Fire. Fire. Us three might have to do an album.
Y'all may have to be a new group.
I think it's like it's our third song together, us three. So we just sound good together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, and it's the timing now too. So I will take up most of your time, Twin, now too. So when you look at the state of hip hop and like you see like somebody with rainbow hair like getting all the shine when that's not supposed to like be what's getting shine. But when you look into the underground, you see like an artist like a Rome Streets or Bub Rock like actually coming up. What do you think like hip hop will be like in 5 years from now?
I think in 5 years from now, everybody gonna be doing what we do. That's what I believe. I believe that if you don't put no skill into your shit, they gonna shit on you. I'm talking about everybody. So I think it's a big awakening happening in the next year, and then I think the art that we do is gonna be more appreciated because we literally put skills into it, especially the producer side and the rapper side. So I think this shit gonna blow up on our end. You know what I mean?
And like what I like to see now too is like an artist like a Nori or like a Joe Budden get into media, and it's like, damn, like I used to listen to these guys on records, but now we see a different side of them when they do an interview. So my question is like, have you ever thought about doing something like that, like Infamous Pod?
Nah, for me, that shit is whack, man. That shit Nori and Joe Budden's doing is whack. The only reason why I say that is like, you know, man, because you know they just want to talk, you know, the gossip and shit.
Like the clickbait questions.
Like I don't know. I just don't. I can't see. I can see me doing a podcast, but not really. You know what I mean? More bigging up all artists.
Yeah.
And showing love and showing respect instead of, you know, do the bad part, you know, the good part. Like, for me, we need to support and we need to support each other in a good way only.
Yeah.
That's it. No more bad ways. Only. When he did something bad, no. Even though you're going to have more than he did something bad, let's talk about what he did good.
Yeah.
Fuck all that bad shit. And we need to change when it come down to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I noticed like a lot of these sites to be looking out for like a clickbait, like, oh, he said this about so and so. It's like, man, like,
yeah, stupid. It's over, man. These dudes are done, man. All these people that do that and just try to cause conflict between each other in this hip hop shit is whack, man. It's whack.
Like I see like what bothers me is like you see like these media outlets like they'll give an outlet to these groupies, like straight up groupie girls, like saying get fucked with shotguns and all this, and then they go have like a Benny the Butcher on there, and they don't know jack shit about it. It's like what part of the game is like, where you have a groupie? Like I get it's views, but it's like that's not hip hop when you have like a bunch of freaks on the show. Yeah, but Benny the Butcher, he a real one.
That's right, you know that. So when that happens, it's like I don't know, man. It's like stay away from them outlets. We got some outlets over here. I think really the blog spots and the podcasters, you know, I don't know, man. I can't say they're going to survive, my G. I don't think so.
Hey, I'm trying to change it right now because everyone's saying, like, yo, this fight, because I'm not trying to focus on no clickbait questions. Like, I want to hear about, like, what people don't ask you, like the infamous mob sessions or reality rap or...
And that's why people like what's his name? Norwood?
Oh, Nardward?
That dude is the winner.
Yeah.
He's the winner. Know why? Because he does the interview different than anyone. He shocks the person when he does the interview.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That you know what I mean? That you gotta do that. You know what I mean? He's the guy. I like him because he really does his homework. He gets material. He makes, but it's hard probably for him now because you know doing it like this, he probably don't like doing it like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it might be a hard situation for him now, but he's legendary, man. I gotta respect him. I never met him. You know what I'm saying? But he's one of the dopest, definitely.
I think he did Mobb Deep too.
I don't think so.
No, I know he does a lot of rappers, but I gotta look that up. Though I could be wrong though.
Yeah, I don't think so. I wish he would. That would be dope because he definitely will surprise them with some shit they forgot about. You know what I mean?
You know, like when he did West Side Gun, your West Side Gun's like, yo, yeah, how'd you know that?
Yeah, I didn't even see him do What's That Gun. I haven't seen him in a minute. I ain't gonna front. I haven't looked at none of his interviews in a minute. But for a minute, I was watching all them shits.
Man, all right. So you have like a ton of projects that people are paying attention now to, because you have fans that just know you from Big Twinz, and then they go back. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. We're talking about deep. So like, that's what I like about this day and age. They look forward to Big Twinz, not who you're affiliated with.
Exactly. For me, you know, it took some time, but you know, I kept digging the lane, and then now people I dig the lane so much that I created a situation where I created a bunch of new fans that don't even know I'm part of Infamous Mobb or Mobb D, and they kind of don't care. They like what I'm doing now. So you know, these days of time, people care about what you're doing right now. They don't care what you did in the past.
Yeah.
So and I understand that for the younger guys. They're like, all right, cool, you're a legend. But what you doing now? And then you show them what you're doing now, so they keep respecting it. So that's what you got to do these days.
Yeah, it's facts right there, man. And like, yo, you got a ton of projects that people are gonna go crazy about. So I can't wait to see like the love that you're gonna get when you release these projects.
Son, it's gonna be crazy. The first project I'm releasing is with me and DJ Wu. Shit is fire.
DJ Wu, yes sir.
Yeah, so we got I think probably gonna be like 10, 12 songs. About to drop that, and then I got a bunch of new artists I'm working with. Slums, my man Manuel, and my other guy, I forgot his name. I don't know. I'm about to put out a new single for my first album, for my new album, and we're doing a video, and it's gonna be the Grammy Records artist. One song with like 3 people with me. So it's coming out real soon. We're gonna start shooting next week.
Okay, and to give people like the insight of like you as a CEO and what you like to hear in an artist.
Yes. Wait till you hear these dudes. It's crazy, son. It's crazy.
Man, I remember the first time I heard you with RJ Payne and just like, oh shit. So yeah, I'm curious to hear what these guys sound like.
Now everybody loving them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Getting shout outs from Evan, all that's crazy.
Yes, for me, if a person's spilling his guts out like that and really, and you can feel the passion what he's doing, of course people gonna love it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're gonna gravitate.
That's what you gotta do.
Man, so like without because like you a very humbled soul, and like an artist like of your caliber who has like been through eras. Like I like to say that you've been through different eras of hip hop. You got to see the cassette era, the digital era, the streaming era.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I never thought about it like that.
No.
Went through 3 eras, and we still here.
Yes, sir. It's some full out classic material.
For me, I want to see who disappears. You know what I'm saying? I want to see who disappears, but I'm gonna be here for me. I got a couple more years in me. You know what I'm saying? I probably got like 3, 4 maybe, and I'm kind of probably be y'all will see the different things I'm doing as the years go by. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So that's kind of what I'm looking at. Like 4 years, 5 years, something like that. And I'll probably move on.
Man, so hey, next 5 years are gonna be crazy.
When I say next 5 years, we're gonna get at least. It gotta be 50 albums. You know what I'm saying? Like, it gotta be like 50 albums.
And
I would have had 12 albums out this year if the coronavirus didn't hit.
Man, I hope we get a book too from you.
Oh, that's 100%. It's called, I'm gonna give you the name of it. It's called Rich Kids Can't Read. I've been writing it for over 10 years. So it's coming.
Oh, okay. We can do an audio book too?
Of course. You know I gotta do that. P got me hype about the audio book. I love it. Plus my voice, it'd be dope.
And plus, like, just to hear, because, like, he did the audio book for this, too. So when I put in the CD for this audio book, it's like, you hear their words instead of just, like, actually reading it. It just hits a lot different.
Definitely. I think that's the future of booking, books. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because everyone's on the go.
Yeah, I know. So when you're on the train or in the car going somewhere, you can just listen to a little bit at a time.
Let me throw in this book.
Exactly.
All right. So with that being said, this is the season 7 finale from the Desk Below, featuring the one and only Twin Gambino. Yo, is there anything that you like to plug in before I let you go, Twin?
I'll say that again.
Is there anything that you like to plug in before I let you go?
I got a few new albums coming out. Just look out for that. It's gonna be fucking crazy. You'll know about it. I'm coming so hard with so many projects. It's gonna be insane. So just look out for it. The album is a Big Twin record. Will come out. So we coming with it, man. Just check out for Big Twins and everything I'm doing. grimy records is gonna be a big thing in 10 seconds.
Oh shit! See, I'm already hyped.
All right, and we're doing the Infamous Mobb album. It is coming.
Yes. And you can't rush greatness. That's what I like to tell people.
Exactly.
Like, where is it? It's like, yo, just give it time.
You're gonna be super shocked when you hear it. You're gonna be super shocked.
Because you guys got all better with time. That's what I like. It's like, ooh, these guys didn't fall off.
Exactly. So we gotta get it done, man. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Man,
and then you probably hear a project with the whole crew too. Like how we're gonna do the tour.
Yes.
You're gonna get a project like that too. That both come together. You know what I'm saying?
Get a classic Chinky hook too with the rest of you guys on that.
We're Havoc, of course P we gonna have one there, Alchemist, Nitty, Godfather, Noy, the whole crew.
Yes, sir. And even like have Rock Marciano do the outro. I'm just throwing that out there.
Of course, what we talking about. Of course we gonna we got to, son. You know what I mean? They kind of keeping alive what we created. You know what I'm saying? So that's official. Gotta put those dudes on there.
Yeah.
Got to.
Cause that Albert Einstein that's the first time I've heard of a Rock Marciano. I was like, whoa!
I got a couple of songs with Rock. You gonna hear it?
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh shit! I can't wait for
Alchemist on the Alchemist beat for the Twinz project. So we coming.
And y'all gonna be tapped in. Just remember that y'all know these albums are gonna be tired. Just don't rush, my mans.
Yes. Now, appreciate you, my G. Word up.
Appreciate you, my G, too. Hey.
Welcome back from the desk, Flow. Now, this right here, this guy, a legend right here. So it's always a pleasure when legends appear on the show. He's from the great era, well, let's say the golden era of the 90s, and he's from one of my most favorite places on earth, too, Queensbridge. Without further introductions, I proudly introduce Big Twinz.
What's good, my G?
Let's start this off right, sir. Happy New Year, my guy.
Yes, Happy New Year.
So Big Twinz. The one of the things I've always wanted to ask you too. Where did the come from, sir?
It actually came from like Brooklyn. We created a thing called Sun, right? So they'd be like, "What up, son? What up, son?" So it was kind of like, that's kind of corny because you like sunning somebody like you, my son. You know what I mean? So we kind of came up with the idea of saying "done," and then as we got drunker, we started going "da-da," you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So basically, that's how we came up with that.
I'm gonna say I said that plenty of times drunk in high school, sir. So for the people who don't know too, you're also very big in the edible game. I see too.
Yeah. Actually, I got my edibles, Big Twinz edibles. I also got the oils, infamous oils, and I got like the woods, the backwoods, the pre-rolls too. So I'll be doing that too. Killing them with that. It's kind of a good thing, you know what I mean? Just been doing it for a while, so I've just been pushing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Just I'm actually about to create a strain that should be up and going by the summer.
Oh wow, too. So would you include your own strain in the pre-rolled backwoods too? I think that's a game changer right there.
Of course. Because I got the infamous woods, then I got the infamous oils, and then the Big Twinz edibles.
Are you big on tea, Twin?
Yeah, actually, I have a tea company called Excellent Tea. I got my number one selling tea is matcha. I actually get it from the farms in Japan. I got pearl tea. I got red tea. I got blue butterfly, PT. I got just different teas from all around the world.
What made you want to get into tea, sir? That's very unique too. I love tea, by the way.
That tea is the greatest. Actually, one of my good friends from Switzerland, he's my business partner. He basically used to book shows for me, and then he was like, stop booking shows and just be posting up tea all day. So I asked him, send me some, let me taste it, and then he sent it to me. And once I tasted it, I realized I want to be a part of it.
Oh, so you always have to try the product before you actually want to invest in it, would you say?
Of course, I can't just send product out to people that they never tasted. You know what I mean? So, and I never tasted, so I gotta have some product out there that I taste.
Well, you'd be surprised how much people will be willing to make a quick buck out there, sir.
can't do that. I'm trying to have my face clean in the game.
Hey, and that's what shows longevity too, sir.
That's right. That's what I'm looking for. So that's why I'm trying to be the right way, you know, do everything the right way. I ain't trying to get nobody sick or nothing like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm curious too if if a lot of people tell you this too, Twin too. The first time I ever found you, I purchased. Well, I thought it was a Mobb Deep CD, but it was really the infamous Mobb Special Edition. I was real young at the time, so I couldn't tell the difference too. But when I heard that too, I was like, well, these guys ain't Mobb Deep. But like this album right here, like this is way better what I was looking for too. Do you hear that a lot, sir?
Yeah, definitely hear that a lot. Since we've been putting out Infamous Mobb albums, I've been hearing like, you know, people get it mixed up. You know, Mobb Deep and Infamous Mobb. Always been like that.
Now, I'm curious too. Do you still play that album from time to time too, sir?
Actually, I don't play nothing though. I'm gonna be honest. That's what kind of keeps me fresh in the game now, because I kind of like brush the old stuff to the past and kind of just focus on what's going on now.
Oh, okay. That would explain it.
All the time I get a chance to hear my old stuff is when people play it on the internet. You know what I mean?
When they tag you in it too.
Yeah, tag me or some shit like that.
Oh.
Or the radio or something like that. But I really don't really listen. I haven't listened to Infamous Mobb in 100 years.
I was gonna say, I play that album on the regular because it was just a big part of my teen years too. I'm curious too. With your release too, Grimy Life too, you get better and better with time. I'm curious too. What grabs me to an artist's work is the artwork too. What made you want to do that kind of artwork, sir?
Actually, the guy that did the artwork name is Sonny Wong. He in Northern California. He be doing artwork for like farms, like weed farms and stuff like that, and like, you know, sauce, resin, and you know, the wax and stuff like that. So he does artwork for that, and he does like beer bottles. He does artwork for a bunch of different companies. So I just reached out to him like, yo, I like your work. This shit is dope. I want you to come up with some shit. And then, boom, he said, I got something perfect for you. And then he drew that. So I didn't really have to tell him to do much. He just did it.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say too, you released Phantom of the Opera, one of my most favorite recent tracks from you too. That's like a Halloween vibe joint too. Did you initially want to release that track around that time?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Because when we first did it, like, this should sound like Halloween. So I think we released it on the 29th of October or 30th or something like that. Yeah, definitely wanted to do that. And that's actually one of the songs from the Alchemist album I'm working on.
Okay, too. Actually, too, because I always do my research, and well, it wasn't hard to do research on you because I'm a fan of yours. Did you really find Alchemist over weed?
Found him, like, discovered him over weed?
No, like when you invited him to the studio.
Yeah, kind of. So, boom, Muggs hit us up, said he wanted to do a song with his mom, and Chinky featured on it. So basically went to the studio, worked on the song with Muggs. Then Muggs left, and then we kind of got mad that he left because we wanted to fix the song up and finish it up. Come to find out, was some little white kid in the back named Alchemist. He was like, I made the beat. And I was like, oh, all right, cool, fix your shit. You know what I mean? Fixed it. So I got his number. So he had some good weed. He had some fire weed. So we was in the studio. The weed man can't come to the studio. So we sitting there like, damn. I was like, oh, yeah, remember that kid that did the beat? I'm going to call him, see if he got some bud. So when I call him, I didn't want to feel like I'm using him for his weed. So I say, look, son, bring some weed and then bring some beats. And then we're going to try to get you to play it for Havoc and P. You know what I mean? So he came over. He came over actually for like, he was there for like 12 hours. And then Havoc was like, yo, play some shit. And then the first beat he played, the song in the Coogee Rap, Mobb Deep the Coogee Rap. So that's how it basically all started.
Hey, and they say weed's bad too. Look what it can do.
Exactly.
Have you ever been to Canada, sir? We got some fire weed out here too.
Yeah, yeah. I actually been to Montreal one time. It was, man, I had a great time out there. I actually like it out there. I never been to the English part, but I didn't even know they speak French in Montreal before I got there. But it was dope, and the weed was fire. It's like you said. I already know they got fire out there.
Fred, and then too, somebody told me that you found Sid Rome's. Is that true?
I didn't find Sid Rome's. Sid Rome's been around for a long time. Sid Rome's is actually like, it was like a group of producers and rappers back in the day. So it was Evidence, Alchemist, Sid Rome's, QD3, that's Quincy Jones' son. There's a couple of them, and they all used to be together. And Sid Rome's was with them too. See, a lot of people, Alchemist introduced me to Sid Rome's. He knew them. He grew up with them.
Oh, I never knew that actually, that he grew up with them. Because Sid Rome's is a...
Evidence, Alchemist, QD3, that's Quincy Jones' son. Who else? What's the guy that dance? What's his name? There's three of them in the group, and they dance, and they rap too. They had Fergie down with them.
Oh.
What's the guy, the dark-skinned guy with the dreads? What's his name? Will I Am. They all used to be together. Will I Am, QD3, Alchemist, Evidence, Sid Rome's. They all used to be together back then. They all went to school and shit like that together.
Now, too, because the first time I actually heard of a Big Twinz as a solo artist, too, was on a Cypress Hill album, too. Do you remember that album, sir?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think the song is named Champions. I'm not even sure the name of the song, but I know Prodigy did the hook, and I had did the kick verse. Yeah, that shit was classic, you know. That was big for me, you know what I'm saying, for Cypress Hills. They let me do something on it, so it was dope.
Now, before that you got into the industry, too, did you always listen to Cypress Hills in 1991?
Of course. We thought they was from Cypress Hills in the Bronx. You know what I mean? But kind of find out they wasn't. But it was dope. We loved it. Once they put that song on, it's on in the club back in the days, you know?
Now, too, without you living in the West Coast, too, you're still working with people back in New York, too, like Flea and Ito, I see.
Yeah. Actually, I just did a record for them. I think it was on Ito's album,
How's Roof?
You know, Mark's my boy, you know what I'm saying? Flea hit me up, like, yo, I just did a show with Ito, too, out here, so it was my first time meeting him. So we just got it all squared out, and I just did a joint for them.
Now, you haven't lost a step, too. When you say Queen's people are copying Queen's style, and that's not a good look. What inspired that bar, sir?
That's because, basically, not to say no names, you know, I sit back and watch the younger guys that do what we do, or do the underground music. You know, you can see people influence a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when, you know, when we influence people, all right, cool, you can do what we do, but you got to do it the right way, represent the right way. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I be feeling like people don't represent the right way.
Yeah, because you want your queens to be represented in the right way, too, like Mayhem Loren.
The right way. Exactly.
Now, I'm curious, too, when did you decide to move out to L.A., too? Was it because the weather's nicer out there, sir?
Nah, actually, working on the album with Alchemist, and then I'm actually working on like a cooking show with Alchemist. You know, I cook too.
Oh, okay. Get your chef Twin on.
Yeah, I actually have a page on Instagram and on Facebook. It's called Infamous Chefs. I got mad followers. I cook. I cook for a restaurant out in L.A. If you go to Infamous Chefs, look it up, you'll see my food. You'll understand what I'm talking about.
What's your favorite thing to cook, Twin?
Oh, Thai food. I'm going to say spicy chicken basil.
Oh, wow, man. I'm off the loud, too, so that sounds amazing right now.
Yeah, it's so good. I love making that. My lady is Thai, so she put me on to that.
When did you find your passion for cooking, Twin?
Actually, when my son was born, you know what I mean? When my son was born, maybe like 18 years ago, My son was born, and you know, I just said, you know, I can't be giving them food from outside all the time. I gotta cook. So that's what really started me cooking. But maybe like 10 years ago, I started a Facebook page, and you know, started playing it nice and make it look nice and all that. So that's when I kind of got the buzz from that. So that's why Alchemist, we're doing the cooking show through his YouTube page.
Oh, okay. Because like that's interesting too to see a different side of a rapper too. Like getting Chef on too. Because like even with the tea, when I found out you were big on the tea too, I never would expect that too. But it's all about growth.
Yep. For me, it's like basically we give our music free. So give out the music free, like a billboard, and then you gotta somehow finesse to get the people to buy what you're selling. You know what I mean? Because they're not buying music. You know what I mean? So.
Well, I bought your album, Grimy Life, on iTunes. I won't lie on that.
Man. Thank you, yo. Thank you. You know, the streaming systems is, you know, all screwed up or whatever. But we're going to figure them out.
Yeah, because sooner or later, they're going to need the music sooner or later, because what's the streaming site without the music?
The streaming situation is, it can be fixed easy, as long as the big artists say, all right, take all my music off your streaming system, and then all of them start doing it, and then they get more money. It's that easy. We don't even need no other artists. We just need the rappers to do it, and we'll win. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm curious too, Twin. Well, because you're a very busy man too. Do you ever get a chance to watch documentaries?
Of course. When I watch a documentary every night. Every night I lay in the bed, I watch a documentary. Doesn't matter what country I'm in, I'm watching documentaries.
Oh, that's very interesting to hear. That's kind of like what I do too. What's a documentary that made you really open your eyes to what's going on in the world today, like Food Inc.? Did you ever see Food Inc.?
Nah, never seen that.
You might tap into Food Inc., sir.
Oh, Food Inc. It's on Netflix, right?
Yes, sir. Made me never want to eat again.
Man, it's hard for me to watch the full part, the one, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just hard. It's hard to watch the full thing, but I'm into, like, you know, of course, the UFO, alien shit, the government shit, I'm watching Gold, because I know Gold about to spike up crazy, on Flat Earth,
Flat Earth. I would like to hear your perspective on that, Twin.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's 100% flat. The thing is, we don't really care if it's flat or not. You know what I mean? Because I consider myself one of the flat community. We don't care if it's flat. We just want to know how all the governments are lying and what's at the end of the ice wall. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing we really care about. It doesn't matter if it's flat. You know what I mean?
We just want to know what's at the end of that wall.
That's right.
I'm curious too, Twin. Because back in the 90s too, internet wasn't even like, you know, that big back then too. Did you watch a lot of documentaries in the 90s? And if so, how did you get them, sir?
Actually, never got into it until probably when YouTube started going around. When YouTube first hit the market, that's when I started getting into it.
Oh, would you say that P put you on to YouTube? Because I remember when P released Return of the Mac. Oh my God, I was going crazy for that.
I would have never even looked at that stuff or none of that stuff if it wasn't for P. You know what I mean? P really showed me the direction, and it got to a point. I watch it so much now. P had no time before he passed, so he would call me and say, "Yo, what's the new shit?" And I used to send him all the new documentaries I've been seeing. You know what I mean? So I kind of was at the end. He got me to a point. I was watching way more than him, and then I was sending him information.
Yeah, because like once you find like the wonders of YouTube and the little documentaries that people put together, oh my God, you can get lost on there.
Yes, I love it. Better than watching TV. I'll tell you that.
Yes. I'm curious too. Have you done any acting before, Twin?
Yeah. I played in the Murder Music movie.
Classic.
I had a nice part in there. I did some other acting, but it just never came out.
The reason why I asked too, I see you have a movie coming out, if I understand.
Yeah, you know everything. Yeah. Actually, I got a web series called The Grimy Ones. I've been working on for like over a year, and I'm just slowly putting it together, and hopefully we'll have something for the people to see, maybe like 13 episodes in the next 5-6 months.
Oh, okay. Because I'm curious too. What inspired Grimy Ones and that title too?
Cause kind of how I live my life. You know, when I was in the streets, you know what I'm saying? I was super grimy. Like, I would go to the club, meet a girl. You know, she liked me. We go to her crib, and then I would take all the money and leave. You know, after we had sex, she go to sleep. I'm like, I'm out, peace. She's like, all right, peace. And then in the morning, yo, did you see like 400 an hour? I'm like, nah, I ain't see it.
I see shit, sure. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so so me being a certain way, kind of, you know, I used to always say I'm the grimy motherfucking one, and, you know, drunk, and it's kind of just stuff. It just, like, develop out of nowhere, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because with you having like a longevity in the game too, like you don't have to do stuff like that anymore, but that just shows the passion is still there.
Of course, definitely. Yeah, you know, doing this shit for a while, so it's fun, but it's not fun. You know, it's not fun no more traveling everywhere. You know what I mean? Because the past 2 years, I've been going all around the world.
I seen.
And that kind of been burning me out a little bit. So I'm kind of creating different businesses, so I don't have to travel so much. You know what I mean?
What do you do a lot of traveling for music as well too, like overseas, like Russia, Japan? Because I seen you did a tour too, and man, they love big Twinz out there.
Yeah, 2018, I did Japan and Europe, and then the year before that, I did Russia, Brazil, and Europe, and then the year before that, I did the whole Europe. So I'm like always traveling. It's like fucking stressful. And then I've been traveling around the United States to that too. So it's like, I need to put the brakes on for a little while.
And just rest up in LA and smoke good pre-rolled backwoods.
Yes. And, you know, I'm working on a few albums, like maybe 5 albums. I'm going to start dropping back to back.
Oh, wow, 5 albums. Wow, you stay busy.
Yeah, I try to do a lot at one time. This time I try to have like at least 4 or 5 done, and then I start dropping them and dropping the videos, and you know, so the vinyl and stuff like that.
I noticed too that you and Raz Kaz too have a banger on that album We Mobbin' of Godfather and Foul Monday too. But you known Raz Kaz for a while too. Do you remember the first time you ever met Raz Kaz? He was one of my very first guests.
First time meeting Raz Kaz is before he went to jail, and he was in New York. He had an apartment in New York, and then you know, my man brought me over there. Actually, 40 Glock brought me over there. I don't know if y'all know him.
Yes, sir.
So 40 Glock brought me over there, and then Raz, yo, you can basically they left. They said you can hold the crib. So he gave me the keys, and they left. And I had an ill crib in Queens for like 6 months, and they never came back. I'm like, what the fuck? Nobody's talking about, nobody's knocking on the door about the bills. The bills are being paid. You know what I mean?
So you started wondering what's going on.
And then this white girl walks in and say, who the fuck are you? And this and that. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Came to find out it was her at Raz Kaz's crib. So, you know what I'm saying? I did that. I was like, all right, I'm out. Please, Raz, told me to hold the house down. I'm out of here. You know what I mean? So we go way back. Actually, I just rented his crib for like, in November. I had it for like the whole November or something like that. December, half of November or something like that. I just rented his crib because he was out of town in Australia, and he gave me his crib. So So, you know, we go way back. Me and him is real good friends. Planet Asia. It's a bunch of us. People kind of like a team.
And that's good to see that you guys maintained that relationship all those years, too. You guys still talk about when that white girl came in the apartment?
Oh, yeah, actually, I was talking to him recently about that shit. He had a performance recently. I went over there to hang out with him, and we was talking about that shit.
Okay.
Because he didn't tell me he was going to jail. He just said, I'll be back in a couple of weeks. Then I ain't here for him 2 years.
It's like, just hold it down, Twin. I'll be back.
Crazy.
You also put a lot of emotion into your music too, like the song "Memories" or "Cut Off My Right Hand" too. I'm curious, Twin. Would you ever make a personal album, like a Book of Rhyme personal album?
I would. I kind of try to do that every song, every time I'm writing some music or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to really sit down and really personalize it, I don't know. Because for me, it would be, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know if I would do that.
Because you have a interesting story too, and for you to be able to put that in a music and make a whole album with emotion driven too, I think the underground would really enjoy that, and not even the underground too. I think the mainstream would enjoy that as well.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm definitely writing a book. You know what I mean? I'm definitely gonna write a book.
That's actually my next question.
Give you the title. The title will be called "Rich Kids Can't Read." So that's going to be the title of the book. It's about me and my family, my brothers, my sisters, my moms. It's about our life, you know what I mean?
Well, I'm glad to hear. I'm glad to hear that you're writing a book, and I'm curious too. Would you consider making that book a 3-parter, or did you kind of just want to do it all in one go? Because I noticed people do kind of like a 3-part book series.
I ain't gonna lie. I could do a 3-part book series, but then you're gonna have the Mobb G movie. It's gonna be in theaters. It's about my life too. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the Mobb G documentary. So I don't know. I might just do one book, a long read. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, and
but I'm definitely doing cookbooks, though. I'm gonna have a few of those.
Would you ever?
Because my personal book, I probably won't finish it until I'm like 50. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I probably won't put it out for a little while because I want to be successful in the weed industry, the tea industry, and the cooking industry. So just to show the growth of when I used to make music until now, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So we start doing something bigger, you know what I mean? So I'm just writing this slowly. I ain't in no rush.
And plus, you can't rush greatness.
Yes, can't do that.
When you watch I don't know if you watched this, but if you seen Straight Outta Compton 2, that Mobb Deep movie, man, that Mobb Deep movie is gonna be crazy.
Listen, for me, whoever made the Straight Outta Compton movie, I want them to shoot that movie. You know what I mean? But I was for them to do it. We just got to go through a little more financial shit with Prodigy's estate, and once we finish that, we'll be ready to roll. So hopefully 2020 we'll start shooting.
And because you're definitely a key part in that story.
Oh yeah, actually I'm gonna sit down and tell. I know the story better than everybody else. Actually, you know what I mean?
That's true.
Because don't forget, I'm the one that pulled in Noid. I'm the one that pulled in Alchemist, Nitty, Godfather, Chinky. I'm the one that, you know what I mean? Because it was just me, Half P, and my twin brother, and Killer Shy. You know what I mean? They used to be in the studio back in the days.
And to think too, what if you weren't around all those times too?
What you mean?
Like what if you never met P or Havoc too? Like do you ever think about times like that?
Yeah.
Because it's all about certain situations you put yourself in life.
I'm gonna keep being honest. If I ain't meet them, I don't know what the fuck I'll be doing. I really, really don't.
And P always looked out for you too. That's how I knew he was a real one.
Yeah, he was a trooper. He always hold it down. Always keep it real. Be honest, up front. He's a great friend, for real.
One of the greats, and that's the definition of a legend right there, people.
Yeah, of course. Because, you know, he keep it real always. And plus, he was literally trying to teach people stuff. You know what I mean? So, you got to give him props for that, too.
You know, he's the main reason why I'm woke.
Exactly. Me too. Me too.
Well, at least we know it. You're always big Twinz too, being woke and getting onto YouTube, filling in P too. I actually never knew that you were filling in P with the YouTube as you went on.
Yeah, man. Because I'm like super deep. Like I said tonight, I'm probably have my phone be a little dead. Charge it up, smoke me some weed, full blunt, get right in the bed and go on some YouTube videos every fucking night for over 12 years probably now. 15 maybe.
I'm curious too. You still have a relationship with Chinky and Godfather Pt3 and Ty Nitty too. What made you want to put them on the album too? Especially Chinky for the solo. I mean for the intro, cause she killed that intro. Woo! Shout out to Chinky.
Yeah. Actually, you know, it was the last time P gonna be on. Like, you know, it was like the last time all of us would be on something together. So for me, that's why I kind of did the beginning of the album with Chinky, Infamous Mobb, you know, Alchemist, fucking Havoc and P. You know what I'm saying? Because that's like the original crew and all that. I had to do that, man. I had to do that. Like the last time for all of us to be together on something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was the reason why I did that.
And what's your relationship with Cormega these days, Twin?
I actually just went to his website and bought his hat. Because I love the style of his hat. Nigga was always a dope dude when it came down to clothes. You know, he understands it, you know what I mean? Since way back. So me and him, cool. I hit him up. He's about to perform here in like 3 weeks. And I told him to come over there and fuck with him. So yeah. Our relationship is great, son.
Oh, I'm glad to
I was just in Switzerland with him performing too. We had a great time.
And I'm curious too, in Switzerland too, when you go overseas too, do you notice that the crowds are more amped up as opposed to in the US too? Because Europe, they love hip hop over there.
Hell yeah. Of course. At the end of the day, I don't really get no shows in America. You know, lately I've been on a good good like run, but really most of the time I'm performing is overseas. I don't really perform in America. So weird, but I don't.
Okay. Well, you know what? That Europe, that international travel is probably way better than the U.S. anyway, too. But it's like what you said. It gets tiring.
The dudes are zombies out here. You already know.
Do you still talk to Bars and Hooks?
Not really, but I seen Mike and Bars maybe this last summer that just passed. I seen them in Queensbridge.
Okay.
You know, ain't no beef or nothing, but just certain people don't know how to elevate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you can have somebody elevate your career, but you know it's hard for somebody. Sometimes it's hard for somebody to do it themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm curious too because we're both weed smokers too, and you did a lot of traveling. What's the biggest blunt that you ever got to smoke? Like the biggest blunt?
I gotta say California at the weed festival. You know what I mean? Huge, like fucking 5 ounces in there and all the show. Yeah, that shit was that shit had me high as hell.
Because, too, you said that you can eat a whole bag of edibles and go to sleep. I did that once, didn't go so well.
Yeah, man, I do it all the time. My tolerance is high, so I can eat edibles and smoke some weed and hit some wax and, you know, smoke some distillate. I can do it all. I'll be up.
Oh my God, that wax is some next level stuff. I can't go near that. I have an asthma attack.
Like the THC oil.
Yeah.
You know, the oil. That's what I'm smoking right now.
And it definitely.
Shit is fire too.
I was just gonna say it does sound fire over there.
Fire.
I'm curious too, cause people always hit me up about that interview with him, and that's actually how I met Lex Armalife. He's been putting me on to Mad Talent too. I'm curious, how did you meet Flea Lord? People hit me about that interview all the time.
Basically, I met him when I first met him. I actually unfollowed him on Instagram because who doesn't follow me, I kind of unfollow him. And then Prodigy called me. He's like, "Yo, what up, son? Yo, you just unfollowed somebody on Instagram?" I'm like, "Yeah, some guy named Fleas or whatever." He's like, "Yeah, that's my man, man. Could you add him?" I'm like, "No, I ain't add him. He's not following me." You know what I'm saying? So I guess the guy, he called him, he followed me, and then he's like, "When you're in New York, come meet him." You know what I'm saying? So when I ran over there and met him, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? Plus, he was holding P down. Anybody holding P down is a good money with me. You know what I mean? So that's how we kind of got good cool.
Now, too, you guys have a fire collabo too. Did you guys do that record when you all first met, or did you do you have to have a relationship with someone before you collab with them, Twin?
Nah, if you pay me, you pay me. I get it done. But it's this regular dude. For me to do a regular like a collabo, you kind of gotta have. I kind of did that for P. You know what I'm saying? At first, you know what I'm saying. But now he kind of got getting his name popping, so I will do it. For me, is I will do music with people if it would benefit me.
Okay.
If you paying me, that's a different story. But if anybody hit me up and like that, know me and this and that, it gotta make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you just can't do it if it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Trust me, I do tons of features. Right now, I got 5. I'm backed up right now. I got to do a feature for a bunch of people. But, you know, and they all free, too. So, you know, when they free, I got to go to the studio, pay for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you're investing in your time.
Exactly. So that's why it definitely has to benefit me. For me to do anything with anybody.
Now, for you, Twin, too, this is the thing I always tell people, too, and I think that when you tell people, I think people will understand how much of a asset is it to invest in yourself, because I tell people all the time, if you want to be anything, you have to invest in yourself.
Man, like, my whole career, I kind of didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the most money I spent on an album, I think out of my own pocket, was Grammy Life. You know what I'm saying? That's very important, man, to do that. Because waiting on somebody to give you some money to put an album out, or, you know what I'm saying? The best thing to do is invest in yourself. Because you don't got to be on nobody's time. You can move when you want to. So I say definitely invest in yourself. It don't got to only be music. It could be anything. T-shirts, this, that, whatever you're doing. You know what I mean? Because then you don't have to answer nobody. When you invest in yourself, you're the boss. That's the most important thing.
Because if you don't invest in yourself, you're a worker.
That's right. You're a soldier, whatever you want to call it.
Well, Mr. Twinz, too, I won't take up much of your time, too. This is the last question I ask all my guests, too. But before I ask you that question, too, you know that saying, give people flowers while they're here?
Of course.
I just wanted to let you know, sir, that your music, like all those years ago, played a big part of my teen and childhood years. So I just wanted to say thank you very much for even affecting my life when you didn't even know me all those years ago.
Thanks, man. That means a lot, really, man. You know, we just try to keep it, you know, honest. You know what I'm saying? We try to be honest in the music, and hopefully people can relate to it.
Definitely did, sir. And with this being said, this is my last question, too, and I'm curious to hear your answer on this, too. Do you have any words for somebody in a dark place trying to see the light?
That's a good one.
And you can take your time. I understand it's a tough one, too.
Yeah, for me, if you want to say, like, if you're in a dark place, and for me, if you be honest with yourself and be honest with other people, I think it's hard to get in the dark place. You know what I'm saying? When you be honest with yourself and honest with other people, I think you will always be in the light. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when I say honest with yourself, it's like eating well, you know, being loyal to your girl, or, you know what I'm saying? Being real with your people, or anything like that. So that's what I say.
And I like that answer too, especially when you said that, like eating right and being loyal to your girl. Because the reason why I asked that question, every person answered it differently too, and that's why I love hearing other people's perspectives. Because somebody may be the biggest Twin fan out there and hear that, and it will save them. So that's what I want to do with this podcast: just save people's lives from suicide.
Yeah. I know. I was just reading. You know, they're saying it's, you know, the suicides is up, and the drug people dying from drugs is up right now, and stuff like that. You know, suicide is tough because you know, I don't really know nobody that did that. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, I know when I was in juvenile jail back in the days, my cellie tried to hang himself and I saved him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't know nobody I grew up with literally tried to kill himself. So that's a tough one, man. I still don't understand how people will get to that level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because most people that probably did kill themselves didn't even go through a quarter of the stuff I went through in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, cause
and you know, it's all like when somebody passed away, you know, one person might break down and be fucked up forever. You know what I'm saying? Because they never passed away or something like that. It's all about how strong a person is. You know what I mean? Not to put down the people that do go through that, but you got to be strong, man. You really, really got to be strong in this world. It's gonna get worse before it get better. You know what I mean? We didn't see the real shit yet until, you know, major casualties. When that happens, then I think things will be a little better. You know what I mean?
yeah. And
I hate to say that, but, you know, it got to get worse before it get better.
But that's,
you know, the weather didn't get worse yet. You know,
that's not
it's bad, but it didn't get to a point we can't live in certain states.
I like how you said that too, because like something always worse has to happen before something gets better too. I like that. That's true though.
Yeah. I mean, what I'm talking about is extremes. It's like half of the people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the only way people will wake up. You know what I mean?
And
hopefully that won't happen. But, you know, hopefully people just wake up in general. But it doesn't look like that right now. Especially when I look at Congress arguing every day and just being clowns.
yeah, that's true. Even our government is fucked up out here too.
Yeah, of course. Look at the terrorist attacks happening out there. Come on now. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
That was orchestrated.
Yeah, you know, I say that too. I've been saying that.
All that shit is orchestrated.
And y'all got to stay woke out there, people.
All I know is these people do terrorist attacks and you never hear from them again. They get locked up and you never hear from them again.
It makes you wonder where they go to.
Hey, fucking put them in the jail and walk them out the back door. Good job. Here's a stack of cash.
Here's an island.
Yeah. You know what I mean? We'll call you on the next go around.
Yeah, that's facts. But with that being said, Big Twins too, I know you're a busy man too. Is there anything that you would like to plug in before I let you go, Twin?
You know, Grimy Life is out right now. You can go to my YouTube page. It's Big Twins with a Z, QB. I got fucking tons of videos on there. My Instagram is Big Twins QB with an S. Oh my God, I got a new album coming out with Alchemist. I got a cookbook coming. Look out for it. Go to excellenttea.com. Go buy some tea. We got soap. We got matcha soap. All kinds of crazy stuff on there. Go on there and check that out. And just look out for Big Twin. I got a bunch of stuff coming for 2019 and 20.
And we will most definitely throw up all those links too so the people can get in tune with everything that you got going on, Twin.
No doubt, man. If you ever hear anybody want to do a show up here, let me know. I'll be up there ASAP.
That sounds good. I'll bring the loud for you on the house.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
And with that being said, too, there's a legend right here from the desk below featuring my guy, Big Twinz.
Peace, my G. You got my number. Hit me anytime.
Alright, sounds good, my G. Peace out, my G.
Alright, peace.